David Allen Zubik is an American prelate of the Roman Catholic Church who serves as the 12th and current bishop of the Diocese of Pittsburgh. Bishop Zubik previously served as the bishop of the Diocese of Green Bay from 2003 to 2007. David Zubik was born in Sewickley, Pennsylvania, to Stanley and Susan Zubik, the grandson of Polish and Slovak immigrants. He is an only child. He was raised in Ambridge, Pennsylvania, and attended St. Stanislaus Church. His parents would take him to a local amusement park after Mass on Sundays. Zubik first considered pursuing holy orders in the first grade, later contemplating a career in law before returning to his priestly aspirations after attending a retreat in 1965 on the South Side. After graduating from St. Veronica High School in 1967, he entered St. Paul Seminary in Pittsburgh. He earned an undergraduate degree from Duquesne University in 1971 and continued his studies at St. Mary's Seminary and University in Baltimore, Maryland, earning a Master of Divinity degree in 1975. Zubik was ordained to the priesthood by Bishop Vincent Leonard on May 3, 1975 for service in Roman Catholic Diocese of Pittsburgh. His first appointment was in parochial vicar of Sacred Heart Church in Shadyside until 1980. And as vice principal of Quigley Catholic High School and chaplain to the Sisters of St. Joseph in Barden until 1987. He received a master's degree in education administration from Duquesne University in 1982. From 1987 to 1991, he was secretary to Bishop Anthony Bevilacqua. Zubik became an associate spiritual director of St. Vincent Seminary in Latrobe in 1989 and, with the arrival of Bishop Donald Wool to Pittsburgh, Zubik was appointed as diocesan director of clergy personnel from 1991 to 96. During this period, Zubik allegedly aided in the cover-up of predator priests, including Ernest Pavin. The 2018 grand jury report into clergy abuse found that Zubik knew of the serious allegations of abuse made against Pavin. Yet Zubik chose not contact the police. Instead, Zubik allegedly abetted the crimes by concealing the allegations in the Diocese of Pittsburgh's confidential files. Zubik became president of the Diocesan Finance Council in 1995. In 1996, Zubik was appointed by Donald Wool to serve alongside him as Vicar General and moderator of the Curia for the Diocese of Pittsburgh in 1996. He also served as chaplain of the Sisters of the Holy Spirit Mother House in Pittsburgh. On February 18, 1997, Zubik was appointed auxiliary bishop of Pittsburgh and titular bishop of Jamestown by Pope John Paul II. He received his episcopal consecration on the following April 6 from then Bishop Donald Wool, with Bishops Nicholas Dattilo and Thomas Tobin serving as co-consecrators. At St. Paul Cathedral, he selected as his episcopal motto, "Nothing is impossible with God." Zubik was named the 11th Bishop of Green Bay, Wisconsin, on October 10, 2003, replacing Bishop Robert Banks, and was formally installed on December 12 of that year. In address to sexual abuse scandals, Zubik met with representatives of the Survivors Network of those abused by priests, but was criticized by the group for not disclosing the names of priests who were accused of sexual abuse but never sued or charged with a crime. During the 2004 presidential election, he urged Catholics to consider the Church's teachings on abortion and same-sex marriage before casting their votes. Although he has said that pro-choice Catholic politicians should refrain from receiving communion, Zubik has also stated he would not refuse communion to those figures. He opposes capital punishment and supports immigration reform. Pope Benedict XVI appointed Bishop Zubik the 12th Bishop of Pittsburgh on July 18, 2007, ending a 14-month-long vacancy. He received the call of appointment from the charge d'affaires at the office of the then Apostolic Nuncio to the U.S., the late Archbishop Pietro Sambi, at 3:35 p.m. on July 9, the exact time of his birth. He was installed on September 28, 2007. Bishop Zubik declined to take up residence at the episcopal mansion on Warwick Terrace, which had been the home of the bishops of Pittsburgh since 1949, and instead settled at St. Paul Seminary, saying that the church needed to move away from being attached to buildings. In April 2009, he held a widely publicized service of apology at St. Paul Cathedral, where he begged the forgiveness of anyone hurt by the church in any way. Under Bishop Zubik, the diocese implemented a policy of reporting all allegations of sexual abuse to law enforcement. Zubik handed off the case of Rev. David Zemehko to the Vatican after a diocese review board found that allegations of child sexual abuse against Zemehko were credible. Zemehko was removed as pastor of Mary, Mother of the Church in Shalva in June 2009 after a couple informed the diocese that he had sexually abused their son. Another man came forward to say that Zemehko had abused him as a child. Does